Hi all, my name is Harvicane, Harvey for short, and this is a drawing video about drag. I've been away from here for far too long, but for those who follow me over on Instagram, Pinterest, Kara, Blue Sky, or Tumblr, you know that I love posting fan art and redesigns of looks from Drag Race. With the most recent season wrapped up, I thought now would be a great time to look back on those looks, starting off with Corey King's entrance look. Alright, so starting off first, what I do want to say is all of my drag ones I do, they are kind of shot. I do the image in portrait, so I don't really have a good way to get rid of these black bars on the side, so I do apologize for that. With what I've decided to do, the entrance look for Corey King is very, we can see I sketched at work and I need to bring AA batteries to work, so don't mind that. But with the design for Corey, this dress with the big hair is kind of all really had to work with aside from the cup. And I really was looking at the cup and I'm like, how can I really play with that? Because I love a prop. When I am looking at doing a design, if there is a prop I can you have in their hands or really play with in the image, that's great. That's fun. So I really kind of play with that to make this giant cup that they're sitting on. And I also want to play with how huge their hair was, which, if you saw this season, the hair is a bit questionable throughout the season. But in this, the hair was really big and I really love this hair. So the design for the hair I thought was really fun to do as well. So I've already done my preliminary sketch layer. I'm going in with more refined sketch before really going with the details of the face and the lines on the dress. So kind of work a little bit with the sketch of the face there. It looks like just potato. It looks like nothing. But, just kind of adding in with the sketching the lines here. The cup, just the whole motif of that was just so much fun to really play with here. And as for my usual videos, these are really sped up with the sketches because these take forever. So I do apologize if it's a lot of dead air watching these sketches here. It's a lot of not that interesting things happening. So here, kind of working with the face, really trying to figure out exactly how I'm trying to do these eyes, make them work. And I actually go back to this design I did for Maya for last season because the eyes I thought worked really well there. So I did pop back to that. And then really kind of add in the face, work with the refining of the details on the face. So with the earrings and the eyes and the eyelashes, enlarge that face, make sure it works how I want it to look in relation to the body and the torso and the hair. So kind of decide if I'm going to do closed mouth, open mouth. You can see the sketch on the side. I want to do an open mouth. But, just kind of work more on that to really elevate this design as much as I can. Because with an entrance, I really want this to feel very, not larger than life, but really like, oh, that's a lot. That's extra. That's to really show here's what, not only what I would have liked Corey to do for their, entrance look, but also here's what I'm really wanting to open up my drag designs for that season with. So now we're kind of going more of the designs. As you can see, I had all these different references on layers behind, so while I am sketching, I had to make sure everything is looking right and correct here for me. So now, as you can see, very obviously, going in with the inking layer, I do like my hard ink lines, very cartoony, very simplistic. So really going into details with everything with that, on everything with the body and the hair, before moving into the cup. So moving in with all of those hard ink lines, which I'm very kind of fond of, and then also now with the inking and the coloring. So really kind of working with the vibrancy of the different colors and how I want everything to look, and with the hues and the shading was a lot of fun. And just about here, and let's see, just about another couple things, extra things with the hair in the background, and bam, we are done here. So this is my final piece for Corey King's entrance look, which I think this is great. There are some things that I wish I could edit on this that I don't exactly love, but as like an overall package, I think this is great. I really enjoy how this all came out. So this is my finished piece for Corey King, and like I said, I'm a big fan of this. But let's move on from this one, and we're going to go into our next look, which was the runway for this episode, which was the mask for Masked Singer runway, which that we did for Joella. All right. So for the Joella runway we did for the Mask for a Masked Singer, her thing was very much this like moon paper mask in the front of her face, which was interesting. But it was very much she was this celestial goddess being. So what I really wanted to do was I wanted to make it this person who was in the process of becoming this celestial, basically space goddess star deity, and it is this painful process. So I really want to have this character where they had this moon thing on half of their face, but also their hair is turning into the spikes of the star. There's a decent amount of looks I did that are more faced around like more thin queens. So with her, I do want to give her a little more, love on the sides with the hips there. I thought that was more fun. And also this weird like wavy thing on the side of the hips. I thought that was kind of a fun design to show her, like her whole body transformation with the shapes of that is almost like the Milky Way, kind of the galaxies there. I want to have her crying in tears because how painful it is and what is happening to her. So right now we're going through kind of some rough sketches. She had these like weird little star things flying off her body. So I decided to be like, oh, stars like just shooting off of her, or kind of shooting stars behind her. So just something kind of fun with that. The moon here just looks like a regular kind of like camp theater moon face. Very crescent moon, smiling, just whatever. So this is very fun. I had a lot of fun with the swirls. This just kind of like, I don't know a good way to explain that. Just kind of celestial, whimsical, astrological, just fun with this. Even though the character very much is in pain as we're going through the inking here. So I still had like a lot of fun doing this design. This was a very, very fun, out of the box reimagining of this character. So now kind of going in with the inking, and I loved these deep, deep kind of purples and also this kind of very vibrant, iridescent kind of purple also with this fabric here and the sparkles. And basically we are all wrapped up here. So with this is my final piece for this design for Joella, and I think this looks phenomenal. I really love the design for this. I really love the accents of, there's this kind of middle bit for the purple gown, but then also on the hands, it becomes this black and this purple on the hands into the fingers, and just completely warping and changing her body. Her hair is becoming star shapes. It is just completely, just this fun look. I love how this came out. Just obsessed with this design, 100% obsessed. But now we're gonna move on to the last design of this video, which was for the Is It Cake runway of episode 2. And that, of course, was the one and only Susie Toot. Alrighty, so now we're on with Susie Toot with the Is It Cake runway. As you could see in the beginning, a lot of the reference shots that I do with my looks are screenshots from like Fashion Photo Review, which I love Fashion Photo Review, but it's also because they have a lot of great kind of angles and shots for the runways, and it really helps me get a better idea. So there'll be a lot of moments where it's just like an image, it's like right here, it's just Raj. It's like mostly Raj's face. So it's like, we'll see a lot there. But anyways, so with this runway and this look, I really wanted to play in it because I thought this was a fantastic idea for runway. Fantastic idea. But I thought that it could have gone a lot farther. So I really decided to have these huge, long donkey ears and make the rear end much larger. So I really kind of played with that. I'll leave kind of my thoughts on how I think the final everything working together is to the very end. But as you can see, we're kind of working on, already got like a couple different layers of sketches going. This one is probably, I think, the more refined layer of sketching. We're working on the lower half of the donkey kind of body there. So this is really fun to be working with, and just like fun design. This was like a really fun one to design and have fun with. The top of the kind of the blouse underneath the corset was really fun to design too, because I love big, flouncy, even like fun, poofy shoulders. Even though I like to show off, the feminine shoulder, this is really fun because with it being so iridescent and flouncy and just airy, I was able to show that underneath it anyway. So this is just like fun overall to do. I really enjoy this design. I really enjoy, as we're getting to the face here, the overwhelming, like, shocked look of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it just happened. What's going on? I loved making this big, huge hair. Looking back on it, because I don't think the size of the head really changes from now to the end, I do wish we made the head a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. And the hair bigger as well. And then we get into the inking. I'll talk about my opinion on how I colored it too. But I really like this design of it, and having this little itty bitty tiny bows in the hair, but pulling these huge donkey ears out as we're going into inking now. It's just, all of it just feels so fun to me. Just so fun. And the inking will go rather quick here, as we're kind of getting it all hammered away with the hair and the ears and the face. And then we're gonna pop right into the blouse, the top, and into the colors here. So this was just so much fun to be doing. A lot of my, not a lot of issues, but I do have issues when it comes to the color here, mainly with the harshness of the eyeshadow on the face and the harshness of how deep and dark I made the red of the hair as opposed to the red of the bang. Kind of, not the bang, but the hair in the front. I think it doesn't necessarily work, but overall, I really like how this is coming out. I liked the hair kind of etchings did for the legs, but overall, this is it. We are done. So this is my final kind of end result for this, and it's also the final one for the video. So this one I really enjoyed. Like I said, I have issues with it. It's not perfect. I wish there were different things I did for the sizing, really kind of upgraded that in a way. And with the colors, there's a lot of things I love with the colors. I wish that I brought out more vibrancy in the blue corset, more vibrancy out in the hair, made sure it wasn't as dull and muddy. But other than that, I really enjoyed how this came out. So please let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. I have many more than I did for last season. I'm more than happy to do another video, which I probably will. But please let me know if you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see my other designs I did for Season 17 of Drag Race, please go over to my other socials. I always post things over there. I'm working on putting out my process reels for those designs on this channel as well. So please just follow me over there so you can see all those things. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks so much.